Holiday season is coming up. I mean, sales season is coming up. So today we're going to dive into some ways to develop some really great campaigns and make it very successful for your store. Stay tuned. All right, thanks for joining us guys today. I'm Kevin, this is Christian, and we're gonna dive in today and give you some good tips for running successful online campaigns here for the holiday season. Let's jump right into it and kind of give you guys some good tips. Yeah. So as we discussed this, one of the first things before you do any campaign is obviously defining promotions terms and goals. What does that look like?
Yeah, so a lot of times, you can, when you're planning your sale, you can look at, is there certain inventory that's been sitting around through the year that you kind of want to clear out? So, that starts to shape your sale. Yep. Is there a certain product besides the inventory? Like, you want to highlight this specific product during that time frame. Maybe it's just, you're trying to generate quick cash for your business. So, quick 50% off can kind of boost those sales up. But, at the end of the day, you kind of want to have a purpose behind yourself so you can kind of track it and you can, how to create the message around it to make it successful.
Yeah, and it's super important this time, if you're, depending on what you typically do through the year, but this time you're probably putting some ad dollars behind these sales to get the most out of them, right? Everybody's trying to look for a deal and you want to become aware of that. So now you have new customers coming into your store and you're trying to align yourself with them. I mean, there's so many companies now that are doing really great ads out there. Video's becoming more important. The polish of that is really good. So you need to find deeper ways of setting your brand apart. From A, B, and C are all offering great discounts right now. So a really good thing is to try to align with what's important to your customers. Is it is it earth, is it kind of animals, whatever it is kind of thing that you can find some way to give you a unique goal or unique value in a sale. So you might be something, example would be like 20% off this, and then for every sale we have, we plant a tree in your community or something like that. Yeah. So just trying to find unique ways to kind of understand your consumer, what drives them, and showing that you care about what they care about. And then each sale you can kind of alter that a little bit and just kind of see what performs better. What kind of feedback do you get? You just want to find unique ways to differentiate.
Yeah, that's so key because there's so many sales these days, and there are a lot of really good sales. So, finding those different ways to kind of stand out is going to makes people want to choose your sale over someone else's. So
absolutely. All right, so the second one's a big one: choosing your marketing channels and setting a budget.
Yeah, so this is something when we. For our clients, when we try to plan a sale, we look at, okay, what are their available marketing channels? And a lot of the times, we don't always use all of them. We kind of think of, again, what's the goal of their sale? And, what are the marketing channels that are going to help them be most successful with that, So when we go into picking the ones to distribute, you look at, is there amount of followers? Where, what's the budget that you're working with so that you also know how much money to invest in every basket? But yeah, once you select that purpose, it's easier to then think, okay, what do I have at my disposal that could help me distribute the sale?
Absolutely. So yeah, once you kind of look at the different channels you have, you set obviously your marketing budget. So if you've got a budget of $1,500 in ad spend, let's say, and you want to do ads on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, probably not going to be super effective that way. Yeah. So that's why we're doing this time of slowing down. Think about a real budget that sounds like a lot of money on the side of spending, $1,500, even $5,000 a month on your ads. But if you want to do it in 10 places, that money gets diluted pretty quickly. Yeah. So that's why you want to slow it down and think, what can our money really be effective at spending on? So it kind of drives in the second one here, which is defining your content for the ads.
Yeah, so once you put those two pieces together, you have your goal and now you know how you're going to distribute it. That lets you know, what's the content that I need to create within the amount, right? And when you go into creating it too, something that you want to keep in mind is that every marketing channel and every platform is different. Yeah. So Facebook has its own size requirements, Instagram has its own. So when you go into planning that, you want to plan for it because that's what's going to make it successful. At the end of the day, you want to think about that experience. Again, you want to make yourself look different. And a good way to do that is to right off the bat make sure you look good. So. When you align your purpose and your marketing channels, you can start to develop a message that's going to work towards that audience that you're catering to. So, think audience and think the amount of content that you need to do for every specific channel.
Absolutely. And thinking back to our marketing channels we talked about previously here, is you initially want to kind of target all the channels out there because that's where traffic is, where people are. So you want to be on Instagram, you want to be on Pinterest, you want to be on Facebook, you want to be on Snap, whatever it might be. But once you kind of get into it, you're developing all this content, and again, if you're a smaller team of 5 people, 6 people, right? And it's like, cool, let's do all of these. We'll do an ad budget that makes sense for it. And once you get into it and you're making content for your website alone on sliders, then you get into the newsletter and create something for that format that works, right? Whether it be new customer, existing customers. Then you go and develop something for Instagram. Then you develop something for Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Then you do something for Facebook. Like, it just becomes more and more overwhelming, and it's definitely doable, right?
Yeah.
But you've got to be careful and be aware of why you're applying this stuff and what's doable at a high level. Because each time someone views your ad, it's got to be the best experience possible.
Yes, and you cannot, and I want to stress this a lot, you cannot cut the corners on your visuals at this point, because it's so competitive.
Yeah.
And before it was easy to be like, oh, you know, I have a decent design that stands out, but guess what? Now there's so many free resources for people to create ads. So the ad qualities have improved a lot. So now you have to really, really plan not only the quality of that content, but the message. So if you spread your eggs too far in baskets, like, it's going to be really hard for you to maintain that quality. So think about that too, you know.
Yeah, slow it down and really think about what you want to do, how you want to accomplish it, and at the best quality level.
Yeah, for sure.
So the big one then is launching the campaigns. What does it look like?
Yeah, so when you go into launching it and you have everything created, you know, at this point, you've set up your time frame so that, you know, you can schedule ahead. And this is so huge, because you want to be able to set yourself up to be able to track that sale throughout, you know. So it's not just like creating the, you know, thinking of the sale, making the ads, and then launching it and thinking that's all good, you know. Yep. But part of launching it is like, okay, you know, now I know my message, I got my platforms, and I got my content. So, you know, what are the days that I want to be distributing it? What are the time frames that my audience is most engaged with? Yep. So that way, because, you know, you want to set that ad up to be successful. So, you know, the day that you post it matters, the time that you post it matters, the frequency that you post matters. So all those things you want to be able to think before, so you're not having to catch up with it throughout the process of the sale. And
if you're publishing a lot through newsletter, through different platforms, look at your stats. Utilize all that data. So this one, your big sale going on, is already got a lot of great pre-done data already for you. Yeah, when do we push it out? Who do we push it out to? Is it a male-female split? Is their interest different? Should the ad be looking like this versus this, right? Super important to make it successful.
Yeah, and what's really cool doing that is, like, you do that for one sale, right? The next one, you already have, like you said,
you got more data now.
You got more data.
More.
So every time, you know, the more you collect that, you're just setting yourself up for every other, you know, sale to be that much more successful. So yeah,
absolutely. All right, so the last one is the track, monitoring, and analyzing your campaign.
Yeah, so we kind of already dug into this, but, like, you know, one of the ways that looks like is, for us at least, when we push out a sale, we like to look at the performance of it, right? You know, is it a certain message that we're not communicating properly? Is it a certain way the design's being delivered that's not working? So, you know, one of the ways we look at it is just kind of tracking it day by day. You know, once it gets posted, what are the stats on that in the immediate time frame, like in the 24 hours? What do we see? Right. You know, do people engage? Like, if it's not getting any likes, or there's no, you know, any shares or anything like that, that gives you an idea of, like, okay, maybe I need something more attention grabbing, or maybe I need to switch the message or something like that. But being able to track it allows you to adapt, and that's what's going to make you, you know, successful. Because, you know, one sale can start off poorly, but because you're tracking it and you switch things around, now it can just blow up, and you know, you're that much more successful.
Sometimes just a small enough tweak, and it's like, oh, that's what I was missing, and now it's connected to my audience.
And it's literally been in the past where it's just like, you know, you think, oh, they got a newsletter on Friday, and now you're like, oh, I don't want to send one on Sunday because they just got one on Friday. But we found sometimes that, you know, people are busy on a Friday, and they forget, and you hit them on Sunday when they're relaxed.
Like, oh yeah, I did want to do that.
Yeah, I did want to purchase that.
It's over.
Yeah, and we've seen that where, like, our Sunday emails are more successful than our Friday ones, and just simply because of that, you know. So you start to learn those patterns for your own business, and then
So I think the biggest thing here of starting up these campaigns here coming up in the fall and winter season is really taking the time to plan it properly. Not just we want to do a sale, great, let's make graphics, let's send it out. Truly take the time to learn from existing data, who your customer is, where you can be spending time and money on, and really focus on the visuals and the message, because that's huge.
To give you a time frame, I mean, right now, if you're planning a Black Friday sale, like, this is the moment you want to start thinking of that, you know, what's that goal?
It's getting close, very close.
Yeah, so now it's just like, you might want to be in step 3 when you're creating the ads, right? Because you want to be able to give yourself that time frame to schedule. So just to kind of give you ideas on how fast-paced things are going now, and you have to, you know, plan ahead. It's not, you know, where you can just put up a sign like the old days outside and be like, hey, you know, 75% off, and everybody comes in flocking in. Like, no, it's now you got millions of people saying the same thing. So planning ahead is what's going to set you up.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you. Hopefully,
we'll have a perspective on this that you spent a lot of time writing out with some examples that'll help you guys out. We'll put that in the link below. And please leave comments. We'd love to hear what you've learned, what you struggle with, questions we can answer to help you guys out. It'd be great to hear. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.